Greetings. Here to review the RealSmart Flow 6 Pro Fireplace. Might be wondering why there's a candle going. It's for comparison purposes. I had high expectations that this device would light up the room at least like a candle for mood and effect when all lights are off. And I'll go ahead and you can see the dot there on the right side is the Flow 6 Pro LED light. I installed it in a cabinet so that it would be less out in the room and just more part of the cabinet. And let me go ahead and just get right to the point here within the first 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and turn on the Flow 6 Pro on its highest setting. So you can see that it's not quite as bright, actually maybe not half as bright as the candle, and the flames are pretty rudimentary. You can see the plastic that they project onto really well, and it doesn't broadcast that light out into the room very well at all. I'm not showing the actual product frame itself because you can see that on the page itself, but I think everybody's interested in the flame effect, and I have another electric fireplace that is far above and beyond the poor quality of this projection system. I'm old enough to remember the original version of this that had a light bulb that was red that reflected off tin foil behind some fake logs. That must have been in the 70s, and it was far brighter than this because it was based on an actual incandescent light bulb. This particular system and all of the similar systems like it in the under $100 range use a strip of LEDs behind a semi-frosted, transparent plastic shield as a projection screen from projecting the flame effect from behind up onto the, we'll call it a projector screen. And there's so much more opportunity here because with LEDs they can get so bright with no heat and not much of an upgrade on the power of the LEDs. I do see there's a newer model of this, and maybe that's why they got enough feedback, but as you can see here in comparison, that's a single candle. And I'm going to go with at least twice as bright. Let me go ahead and show you what it does. It's going to go upside down to show you. I'm going to turn up to the ceiling, past the drapes and the ceiling, and you can see the candle on the left and virtually nothing coming from, a very faint glow coming from the model that I'm previewing, RealSmart Fire Pro 6, whatever. Anyhow, let's go back here and just to show you, as a wrap up, the difference in brightness between a single candle and the Real 6 Pro. This is as high as it gets on its LED setting. I've got the remote here, but it has what is supposed to be a sunburst logo in the upper right corner of the remote, but that actually doesn't do what you think it's going to do. It's not adjusting the actual brightness at all. So they've either misprogrammed the remote or made a really poor choice on what the sunburst, which you think would be calling for brightness changes to the unit, instead activates the heat part of it, and then the up arrow will get you the, let me do that again. There's that, and then I believe this is the up arrow, going by touch feel down here. This is the, and you can kind of see that it's upping the temperature down there in the little window. Now you have to be right in front of the fireplace, the electric fireplace here, to be able to get the remote to hit it. I can't hit it from more than a 15 degrees from either side directly shooting at the front of it, which means if you're off to the side, like I am, normally, you have to get up, get right in front of it, and hit it from there. So the remote IR receiver is back behind the window that's on the front of the device, which is a big disadvantage. What would be ideal is if it had a RF remote, which is radio frequency instead of infrared. Infrared has line of sight required, so you have to point it right at the receiver. which in this case is buried back behind the little window. An RF remote transmits a radio frequency to the receiver inside the unit, and you don't have to have it pointing directly at it. It will just broadcast, the remote will broadcast a signal into the room, and then the receiving unit picks up that signal and makes the change. Many newer TV remotes have the RF feature. So let's go ahead and find out. Let's get real close here with the candle and give it a blowout. Okay, so now we're just to the whatever Pro Max 6, whatever. So this is what I was hoping would produce at least that and glow into the room. It looks like it's doing a pretty good job from here. So looking directly at it is poor to fair. You can see the flames coming up, but my problem is realism and the background looking like a sunset. It looks more like a forest fire on the horizon at sunset to me than logs on fire. So I'm not sure what I was expecting for under $100, but this isn't it. So if we pan up now, I'm looking up the curtains and up to the ceiling, and without the candle, it's blackness. There's virtually nothing. And you know these phone cameras are wonderful at capturing nighttime glow. So back down to here, I'd recommend, oh, and that's the other thing others people mentioned, is that light pollution, as it were, coming out the back of the unit. Now with the candle out, you can see how it shoots some of its flame reflection backwards and out the back vents to create this kind of streaking comet effect in the back. So that's an epic fail on design. I recommend you move on and skip this one and let me, having been doing the testing, be enough for you and save you the time and hassle of purchasing, testing, and then returning. If you're looking for real room glow and ambiance, I'd go ahead and spend the extra $50 above $100 and get one of the units that is really taking the time to get the flame effect right. And let me tell you, there's some out there that do have that. I'll try and post a review on the other unit that I did pay $150 for instead of $100. And the flame effect is vastly different with blackness on top and only the flames glowing, and it does project a glow into the room of reasonable brightness. That's all for this review. Hope that helps you in your purchasing decisions. All for now. See you next time.
So here we have a little beautiful little electric infrared fireplace stove. It's not very big at all. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you read the measurements. All I had to do to put it together, though, was just to put the legs on, which were just 4 tiny little screws. Turn it to the side and put the legs on. I have the flame going right now. No heat going. It's pretty warm in the apartment right now. So got a little remote control with it. And yes, at first I was a little bit confused about the settings and stuff. Just was playing around, and then I figured out by reading the instructions it does work better. Huh. Well, there's different modes and settings, of course. We have the power on and off. Well, pointed at it, that works. And then we have the temperature gauge. Okay, I was wondering about this panel at first, and I'm like, where is that panel? Well then, yeah, of course, there it is. So, there we have the modes, up and down, timer, flame effect, and the power. And when you hit I guess it would be on this button right here. It shows you the temperature of the room, as well as what's going on in here on your fireplace. And it shuts off after a few seconds because of the display on the outside for books, I guess. There's different modes of your fireplace, and you just have to play around with that how you like it. That is over here. And you can actually hold it for 3 seconds, I think, and you can freeze it. Oops, I turned it off. But that's what it also looks like when it's turned off. And temperatures are either lowered or higher. Just a sweet little fireplace for a small room. And I love it. Love it. The heat comes out from here. And so doesn't get hot at all. Of course, this doesn't open. That's for looks.
I bought the RealSmart electric wood stove. I really like the design of this wood stove because of the 3-sided panel front that is angled in a way that no other wood stove out there is, unless you're buying a really large 3-size unit. But I'm in a small rental unit right now, and this is under a children's desk, which is metal. And I just was like, this is a perfect place to slide a little fireplace, and I want some space up on the top so that it doesn't overheat or anything, because I want the heat to come out of the top. So it hit all those pluses. The thing, I thought I was buying the midnight black one that I was looking at, said it had multiple flame colors and a crackling sound, and that's not what this one has. This is I guess, an earlier version, so it doesn't have those options. The flames are just the off, on, lighter, darker. It doesn't change the speed, it doesn't change the pattern. The pattern's very nice and soothing. The heat, I can feel it right now coming across the room. It's at 72. I think it's not too cold out there tonight. So the remote works well. Everything on what they're providing is good quality. The structure of the unit is solid. But the other issue with this little unit is that they ventilated the entire back and it's opened, so you see the entire back of the fireplace, and it keeps running the flames across the wall. So it's really distracting that you sit down and you see it running behind the machine and in front of it at the same time. And you almost feel like, is there flames coming out of the back of the thing? Which there are no real flames, but it's just a little disconcerting to have that much light coming out of the back of the unit. So I think RealSmart is a good quality product. They've thought of a lot of really good things, and then they're off on a few others. But it's just all push button, and everything's labeled clearly. The door shuts on it with a magnet. There's no door that's opening on the unit. It's just solid glass in the front. I haven't taken off any stickers or anything because I'm trying it out. And I'm most likely, unfortunately, as much as I love the little unit, I need something that's not going to beep every time I use it, because it's nice and small and portable. So if I want to take it into my bedroom, I don't want to, you know, want the unit, oh, it just turned itself off. I don't want to be like in the dark going, let me turn up the temperature at 2 a.m. and hearing it beep, beep, beep in the evening and stuff like that. So, good unit, a few quirks. If those things are like, no big deal for you, then you'll be happy with it. If you're like me and have a little bit of an auditory sensory issue, you probably won't like the beepy remote. The fan sound is a normal fan sound. I don't think it's bad. My sister has a real wood stove that is like hot air and it's 10 times louder, so that's not as annoying as the beeping. Thanks for letting me give you a little review. Hope that helps.
Alright, here's our new space heater, and here it is in my house because I have fireplaces, but they're coal burning, and so here we are. That's in front of it, and I could not be more pleased with the output and the look and everything. 5 stars. Fantastic. Totally recommend it. We're cozy.